process. Have you done it already, and what entails the harmonization?
Good.
Yeah.
Most candidates, we have harmonized their programs.
Okay.
But there are some who have not even given us programs.
Oh,
that
really?
means that they are not yet there. But that does not stop.
But these are candidates, these are candidates that have nominated already.
Yes, they have nominated. You know, candidates have, actually, when we are talking about programs, it is the design of the candidates. How am I going to meet the voters? Some are saying, no, I need only maybe 2 weeks. So right now, I will not do my campaigns.
Okay.
I will not be moving to the field.
Could it be financial issues?
Maybe financial, but others are designs. Others look the period so long that they will be exhausted in the way. That depends. But actually, when we come to harmonization of the campaign, it's the candidates that set how they are going to move. There are some who design it in such a way that they want to move in a ward, like ours in the city, we use the wards.
Yes,
but in the wards, we have cells, the villages. Others want to move to the village within those wards. Others will have a public rally, collect all the people of the ward and talk to them. But others are going to have individual, maybe
cell by cell.
Okay. So it is supposed to be an initiative of the what? Of the candidate.
So what is your role in this?
Our role is that when we come for harmonization as Electoral Commission, we make sure that there is no collusion. Okay. I mean, the candidates don't collide. We give candidates specific days where they are supposed to be in a specific place, so that they don't clash. We are trying to avoid let these campaigns be peaceful. So there must be no clashes where there's maybe candidate A and candidate B, they're meeting a certain point, and the voters or their supporters start clashing. Yes. So we are just harmonization is about just trying to avoid people clashing in the what? In the campaign.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever encountered so far clashes of such nature?
No.
Despite the harmonization.
So far, we have not had, but of course, maybe they are there.
Towards the end of the campaign.
Maybe towards the end, they will come. But we also prepared for them, because that's why we want people to stick to their campaign programs. If you have not drawn your program, please wait and make sure that you submit your program to the returning officer. Okay. Yes. Okay. So
just fast forward, what are the campaign methods that you've designed that are essential that the candidates should be able to follow them to the nitty-gritties?
Yeah, there are campaign designs, but that one depends on the candidates. One, public rallies is one method that is used by most candidates, where they organize people in the venue and talk to them. That is one. But also there is a way you can campaign individual to individual, maybe home to home.
What they call door to door.
Door to door, it's there. But that one, most cases, they use it as at the last minute, in most cases. And then there are, of course, campaigns you can use the media. You can come here, as we are here, talk to the viewers, to the voters, on TV, on radio. Maybe social media nowadays, people have access to social media. They can use social media. And also posters. This is very common here. People put their posters there. Those posters, they talk a lot about the candidate. And then they also maybe road shows. I normally see this one. The road shows where someone will say, today we are meeting there in this venue. So they drive through the town trying to mobilize people.
Using public address
system. Those are road shows. Those are also a method of our campaign systems around.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Now, let me come to Madam Marion still on the same issue. Election period, election itself involves a lot of stakeholders. So take us through some of these stakeholders and their specific roles, what they're supposed to do, because without them, it is just half the job. So take us through the stakeholders that are involved in the election period and their roles, please. You're most welcome.
Thank you so much, Yusuf. Well, Electoral Commission usually does not work alone. No. For it to execute its mandate, it has to work with different stakeholders. And when we talk about the stakeholders, Electoral Commission itself is a stakeholder. Now, Electoral Commission itself is responsible to harmonize campaign programs, because without us, programs cannot be harmonized. And then Electoral Commission, of course, is also responsible for the security of candidates, liaising with security officers. So then Electoral Commission as well helps to coordinate and monitor these campaigns. Yes, so that's why you find that during those campaigns we monitor and ensure that there are no clashes. So that is the work of Electoral Commission. So we come to the police. The police itself is one of our major stakeholders because it ensures the safety of candidates themselves and also the voters. So they are always on the lookout during these campaigns. As you know, sometimes they get rowdy and so police is always there to ensure that security is maintained. So then we come to the political parties. Those play a key role in harmonization. So they come and harmonize these programs with the Electoral Commission and then also converse with the voters for a peaceful voter, a peaceful way of conducting the campaigns themselves, and also to ensure that campaigns move on peacefully. Then we look at the candidates themselves. Of course, those mainly their role is to solicit votes from the candidates. We also see them in the presenting and harmonizing their campaign programs. Yeah, because without them playing a key role in harmonization, then there's bound to be a problem. So then we come to the voters. The voters, of course, first voice their right to vote, and then they also have to go and listen to the manifesto that these candidates are giving, and compare and see which one is the right
candidate for them to choose from.
For them to choose from. So then we come to the civil society, the CSOs commonly. So those sometimes also, like most times, they help us with carrying out civic education. And we have what we call the observers.
Okay.
Electoral Commission usually appoints both international and national observers. So these also come in to observe how the campaigns are going through and make informed, decisions in terms of report writing, because they are supposed to not to be politically affiliated. So they're supposed to be impartial. So then we come to the media itself.
Now us.
The media itself helps a lot, plays a very key role. One, it helps in the dissemination of information. It gives a platform for candidates to air out their views. Candidates come here and they air out their views in as far as their manifesto is concerned. So it is the duty of the media to accord every candidate equal rights, to carry out the manifesto and let the voters listen to them. Also, you carry out some debates here. So it's also the duty of the media to give that platform for the voters, for the candidates.
For the candidates, yes.
Yes, to come and express their views here. Yes, thank you.
Okay. A number of times, the media is, sidelined and is only used at the extreme end, only when to disseminate information, not, in the entire process of the campaign. What would you say about that?
Well, I would say that partly not true. Okay. Because as far as Electoral Commission is concerned, we have had meetings with the media. We have had media come together and we inform them about the Electoral Commission roadmap. As you remember, during the rollout of the roadmap, the media was partly, or not even partly, but mainly involved for the dissemination of information. Then also at every stage of elections, the media is always involved, because then that is when people, the public, are able to know what is going on. Without the media, then we cannot
be able to know.
be able to
All right, let's look at some of the rights of the candidates. What are some of those rights that the candidates hold, and including the political parties that they belong to and all that? So take us through that.
Okay. Every candidate, of course, has the right to air out their views through the media and all that. Candidates also play a role in the harmonization of these campaign programs. And then they also have a right to security. Yes, security from police especially. Then also candidates should, first of all, should respect the views of other candidates. Time and again, you find some candidates, instead of going to, air out their views, say their manifesto, they're talking ill about the other candidate, which is not allowed. So that should strictly be forbidden, and they should go by the guidelines issued to them by Electoral Commission. Yes.
Okay, you just made mention of rights of the candidates, and we do understand that rights go with responsibilities. Much as the candidates have rights to do whatever is being pronounced to them by you, Electoral Commission, but this has to come within responsibilities that are associated with the rights that they hold. So what are some of those responsibilities that the candidates or the organizations that they belong to should be able to uphold to make sure that the rights are respected by all the stakeholders in the community?
Okay, right. First of all, as a candidate, you are supposed to act responsibly. Follow the guidelines, follow the laws that are stipulated, and it's also your right to ensure that your voters are safe. So avoid situations whereby it's going to create a lot of insecurity, especially to the voters. We've had where rallies are conducted and some people end up getting hurt. So it is a responsibility of a candidate to ensure that they conduct their campaigns in a way that it does not disrupt, especially the people who are like the road users, the people doing their businesses, and create this havoc around the areas where people are staying.
Okay, there are circumstances where there happens to be a smear campaign from one candidate to another and all that. Do you hold such candidates accountable for moving away from these guidelines that you're giving, from being irresponsible instead of being responsible?
Yes, time and again, you see this period, usually campaigns are going through. So you find that there's some candidates who will not adhere or follow their campaign programs. So definitely when that happens, a candidate is bound to make an alarm and say, oh, I have come to this place and this person is here, and they're not supposed to be here. So when you look into the program, that's why it is very important for us to harmonize those programs. When you look into that program, when you find that this person is at fault, you get to them and ask them to stop right away. When, of course, they don't, that is when the law takes its course. Yes.
Okay. We'll take a break, and a very brief one, dear viewer. And when we come back, we'll be diving deep into the discussion to make sure that we and the nitty-gritties of what is going to happen, what is already happening. We have the guests here, the Electoral Commission, the returning officer, Arua City, Mr. Ezale Osman is here, and also the returning officer for Arua District, that is none other than Marion. She's right here in the studios, and we'll be discussing more as far as the campaigns are concerned. And dear viewer, please do stay with us, and we still have a long way to go. Please.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Yamal, Harry Kane, Cristiano Ronaldo, Victor Gyökeres, and Alan Oquero.
It's Mbappe coming on and scoring!
From the Pearl of Africa to the heart of Spain, StarTimes brings you football action you need. Season 2025-2026.
Alan Oquero!
Starting August 15th, La Liga, Bundesliga, Saudi Pro, Carabao Cup, and our own StarTimes UPL returns only on StarTimes. Subscribe to StarTimes Classico Smart Bouquet at only 36,000 shillings monthly to watch live on World Football Channel and Sanyuka Prime for Luganda commentary. StarTimes Football, Kubeida Isi.
It's time to break free with Azam TV. Grab yourself a full kit at 80,000 shillings or an Azam decoder at 40,000 shillings. Experience the thrill of every goal in La Liga, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, and the excitement of live sports action from the Saudi Pro League and Carabao Cup on Azam Plus and Play Package in HD. Your favorite China Uganda movies on Chamuka TV on Azam Pure for just 13,000 shillings monthly. Unlock a world of sports and entertainment with Azam TV, the most affordable pay TV around. Visit any of our agents or call 0312-308-900 for more details.
Azam TV, entertainment for everybody.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome back from the break, dear viewer. This is West Nile TV. My name is Opingo P. Yusuf and it's a special edition of a talk show we're having this evening. And with me, I have guests from the Electoral Commission. And we have the returning officer, Arua City, Mr. Ezale Osman, and also Madam Marion, the returning officer for Arua District. These are two different entities. Most times people get confused. Arua City, Arua District, what are we talking about? But these are two different entities. One is a city, one is a district. So the two officers from those two entities are here with me, and we're discussing the 2026 general elections. The campaigns have started, and so we just passing through and having an understanding of what it takes from their lenses, and also to let us know what the guidelines are, the do's and the don'ts of the campaigns. And as a viewer, it could be very important for you to be able to understand. So I want to get back to you, Madam Marion, still on the same issue of the observers. Yes. People may be confused. Can I just get up one day and say, I am an election observer, and I want to be an observer, say, in Yoli, in a rural district, or in a Jumani. I go there, I start observing and stuff. What are the guidelines? How do I become an observer? Who are these observers, first of all?
Okay, thank you so much, Yusuf.
Yeah.
Well, for not just anybody can become an observer. One has to apply to the Electoral Commission to be an observer, and then you just don't end on applying. You have to be accredited.
You have to be vetted.
Yes.
So it's a long process.
Yeah, it is a process. It is a process. You just don't wake up and say that I'm an observer, and then you, because there are rules, or there are things that an observer has to, undertake, or there's a way that they're supposed to behave.
You also train them first.
Yes, they're also trained. One, because they can be international and national. That's why you find some Europeans, or you call it the white people, also around. Yes, those are the international ones. They also apply, but they have to go by our laws of Uganda. Yes, in whatever they are doing, they have to go in accordance with the laws.
Do we have local observers, say, in Uganda, or even regionally, like West Nile, Northern Uganda?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. There are organizations, definitely, like I told you, it's a process. They apply to the Electoral Commission and to be observers, and they are accredited. When they're accredited, they can, have a way to come and observe. And when we say observe, you really have to come and observe. And not be part of the rally. We don't want to see you also swinging your hands, saying our man.
You say, oh yeah,
what kind of observer is this one? So you have to really be as partisan as possible, to of course also to gain the confidence from the public, because when you're choosing sides, and then you're having to write a report about the elections, people wonder.
That's true. Definitely, you'll write the report in the direction of the side.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's look at the aspect of the voters. All this is happening because of them, because of that person who has to cast the vote and determine who leads him or her tomorrow.
Yes.
So there are certain things that happen around there during these campaigns. What would you say about that? Sometimes the rowdiness that happens, it's immense. It's unspeakable. So what would be your word on that?
Well, viewers, especially the voters, let's ensure that we have peaceful rallies. Peaceful in a way that you are supposed to be in a gazetted place, say maybe a field. Because time and again we've seen people paralyze the movement on the road. So we want to encourage the voters, especially because you are the key stakeholders in this thing, that let's try and keep calm. Let's try and be civilized and avoid those commotions. Some people even go and drink and come when they are drunk, and in the process they want to even start looting. That's when most times the police come and full force, and then they start saying the police is interfering with our rallies. But also you, the candidates, ensure that your voters don't reach those levels. And this is also a throwback to the candidates, that let's maintain the time that is given in the guideline, that you are not supposed to go beyond 7. But you find most times there are people who even at they go beyond 7. They go beyond 7 and cause commotion.
Yes, they go beyond 6.
They go yes. So most times that is where this commotion comes. They offer liquor, and then people get drunk, and so we want to appeal candidates that as you are giving your manifestos to your voters, please ensure that things like this do not happen. Otherwise, the police will come for you, and then you start crying foul that they're after you. And yet the way that you're conducting your campaigns is not right. And it's not within the guidelines, and that is where the problem usually comes. But we want to appeal, especially to the public, to the voters, that let's act ourselves in a civilized manner and ensure that we have a peaceful campaign period.
Okay. All right. I want to come to Mr. Ezale Osman, still on the same issue. There are scenarios. I haven't observed it in the recent past because the campaigns have just begun. Maybe we shall observe them, maybe we shall not. There are scenarios where a candidate even campaigns beyond 6 p.m., even 7 p.m., but you've not penalized these candidates, and yet your guideline says there is going to be a penalty for any candidate who breaks the law, who breaks the guideline. So are you lenient with some of these candidates?
We are not lenient. We follow this. Actually, we supervise and we warn these candidates.
Okay.
But if candidate keeps on persisting, of course, as the Electoral Commission, sometimes the law doesn't give us the mandate to go and mishandle to handle the person. But of course, the law and the order part of the police normally call police to enforce, to enforce by maybe dispersing those candidates. The candidate rallies. But to the best of my knowledge, so far so good. They haven't gone beyond. But you'll find that two things. Before I come back. Let's talk about the voters. Voters are key in this. They are really key players in the campaign program. One, they must attend these rallies. They are supposed to attend these rallies, and also their voter educations. By the way, we do as Electoral Commission on some of these rallies. Our supervisors are there. They do them. And two, they must also have an informed mind when they go there. Don't go there and start shouting and clapping, maybe what. Listen attentively. Can these people see manifestos? Task them, as a voter, tasking them. Can they realize these manifestos? Because sometimes these manifestos, what someone is saying, is really impossible. Like someone telling me, I'm going to construct this road has been bad.
And you just
when people are, I'm the city councillor, where will you get this? Really, honestly, we should be able to listen attentively and also ask questions. How? If you're listening, first of all, how much does your local revenue generate? And if you're going to put in a road, how much are you going to put? What about other sectors? Is it only the roads? What about the health, the schools? So we need to task them. And it's also very unfortunate when you come to the voters. Some of these rallies are attended by only children. I don't know what that children, even on the roads here, when you look at it, when they are going back, maybe after rallies, most times children are there. And yet these children will not put.
Could it be that they are attracted by the public address system?
Yes,
maybe partly, I don't know, because they are
Can you be able to bring in a guideline where you can be able to stop those public address?
But this one's of course, the public address system is actually one of the methods we use to mobilize. Actually, no, it's not.
Mrs. Ale, in a scenario where it's already 6 p.m. and the public address system is still playing on the road going home, is that allowed?
Of course, it's as a roadside, as you are going home, because what it really matters is campaign is stopping at 6. Yes. But how you go, because assuming you are deep there and there, if you say that is 6, you stop and you be at your home. I think 6 was supposed to be when the campaign stops. You must at least people should disperse when they still light. Yes. It's not in darkness. Because if you continue being there, even sometimes they stop campaigning at 6, but the people are there in the venue. Sure. People are there in the venue until darkness, and you know what comes with darkness. So many things come with darkness. So candidates must be able to also look at the safety of their voters. People who come to listen to you, please put their safety in the forefront. As you campaign, because these are the same people. Tomorrow you'll also go and campaign somewhere, they will also follow you there. But if you now make their life into problems, like I've even witnessed here, two people jump in the cars and vehicles, they're moving vehicles, you're hanging yourself. So many. Please, let's talk to our voters, let's talk to our supporters to be responsible. That's where the campaign is fit. But if you start making like someone dies, it becomes difficult. How will you go and run there? You lose a voter. You have only voter. Who will make a difference? Yes. You can win even an election with one vote.
Yes.
So that is it.
All right. Just as we proceed, the campaign periods.
Yes, the campaign.
What are the campaign periods,
The
especially
campaign-
for this period?
Of course, the campaign periods started. Now the campaigns are in full swing for all categories of elections which we are going to have, but they will be stopping at different levels. For parliamentary, for presidential and parliamentary, their campaigns is going to stop. Actually, our system is that you stop campaigns 48 hours before an election.
There should be 1 day period.
1 day of resting where there is no campaign, totally no campaign. Like for presidential and parliamentary, we are going to stop on 13th of January.
13th of January.
And that means 48 hours, the elections will be on 15th. So in between 13th to 15th, we don't want any campaign of any category. Any category, not even local council, local government councils. The candidates are to stop on 13th and have that break until when we vote, and that's when they will also resume on 16th.
Even when the elections are not on 15th.
Yes, there's not campaign. People should be relaxing, prepared to go and cast their votes. Because you can say that I'm campaigning as a local, maybe let's say city mayor, because my elections on 10th, and if someone can stick as a parliamentary candidate and join you there. So we don't want that. We want people to relax on the 14th, prepare to go and cast their votes on 15th. The same applies to the city mayors and district chairpersons, their elections and councillors. That will be on 22nd. So their elections, their campaigns will stop on 20th, 48 hours before 22nd. Of course, we shall have elections will begin actually from 15th. For different various categories, including special interest groups. The special interest groups are the youth, the older person, and PWDs, and the workers. The elections are all fixed there.
So that means the first day for elections will be 15th
of January.
Okay.
Even 19th we have for special interest groups. But the core here, where people should put much interest, most of us are voters of all categories, apart from special interest group, because when you are a voter of special interest group, you must be in that group.
That category, the youth or
older person or PWDs or a worker. That's when you can vote there. But the one of 15 will be universal adult suffrage. People
so
18
all
years
these
and above.
elections are under electoral commission.
And the electoral commission will supervise all these elections. Up to the last election on 6th of February 2020.
That's a lot of work you have.
It's a work of what, but we are appealing to voters. We are ready for it, but our appeal is, in most cases, if voters start now relaxing after parliamentary and presidential, they don't think that those other elections are relevant. They will start. You'll find that even the number of people voting will start reducing, which is not good, because at least let them put more emphasis on the local level, because these are people who are here.
Why do you always have the parliamentary and the presidential election first, and yet you know this is where people have a lot of interest, and as it progresses, people keep losing interest in the rest of the elections? Haven't you thought of, probably as the electoral commission, to bring the councillors and the rest first, and then the presidential elections can be the last?
Why isn't the presidential enough?
But the rest can be an appetizer.
But at times we also alternate during the nomination. Did we nominate the other candidates first, and then presidential and parliamentary came last? So at times we alternate.
Yes.
But you'll see, all these things are gearing up because of our law. Yes. Our law is made in such a way that the government expires. And then if you look at Article 61, sub-Article 2, it talks about the 30 days, the first 30 days of the 122 days. And that is the expiry of office of the president.
So that means if you don't hold elections within this period, we
have no government. And so that is basically it, but it's okay, except that people should stick that those elections are very important, as like the ones of parliamentary and presidential. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So let's look at some of the legal practices. Maybe before we come to that, if there's anything you can add on this specific one, that would be very, very okay. Especially when we are talking about the issues of the campaign period. Yes.
The campaign period is usually gazetted by Electoral Commission. And we see that people are, like, they tend to lax around festive season. Then they want to wake up you know, and everyone is struggling to be
As they
everywhere.
wake up, the elections
Yes,
are here.
The elections are here. So we just want to encourage candidates. Let's utilize the time that we have right now and make our manifestos.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's look at some of the legal practices and the penalties. I know we have hinted on a number of them, but if you can please take us through this. Yes. So yeah.
Of course, there is normal guidelines we give to these candidates, and these guidelines clearly place the do's and don'ts. For everything, even the states, there is and the responsibility.
So that means
of the candidate.
the document you give them
It includes all. It's exhaustive of what you are supposed to do, what you are not supposed to do. One of the things that you are supposed to do is you should campaign with a program. You should campaign between 7 and 6 p.m.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. and 6 p.m. But you find that in the morning, normally these people don't campaign.
People are still sleeping. They're home inside.
But when it goes and again 6, after 6, the one wants to continue campaigning. So those are some of the challenges. And of course, those guidelines, they stipulate their rights. They are supposed to have access to information, to the media center like yours. So long as they can afford, they can come here and talk. Or even organize their debate here. They don't want. I want them to host people here to come. Debate is one of the I did not mention it, but debate is one of the forms of campaigning. Because we can see who can articulate our issues best and what. And of course, there are the don'ts. The don'ts are use of defamatory. Defaming some candidates. Some of these people now, when they go for their campaigns, instead of talking about my manifesto, this is what I will do, you will start talking about the weaknesses of the other candidates. And that one goes vis-a-vis you, their rights. Everyone has his right. You as a candidate has a right, and your opponent has a right. So there must be a mutual respect of candidates. You should be able to respect the other candidate. Much as he has his own things. He is by law entitled to campaign. So don't abuse that person. Don't use vulgar language. Don't incite people. Sometimes against other people. Don't campaign based on trouble or maybe religious. You should campaign fairly, in such that people listen to you. So,
but you realize this keeps going on, despite your warnings, despite your pleas. This keeps going on.
Of course,
religious, tribal, even sometimes clanal, based along clan lines. This keeps going on. So, what do you do on this?
No, what we are doing is we inform the voters, of course, to be objective. Sometimes now, when you campaign, by the way, yesterday I was interacting with some voters. They were saying one candidate. What he was talking was not good because he was talking about the weaknesses of other leaders instead of talking about his issues. No, that's when I clicked that if these voters are informed, they can make a decision and say, this one doesn't have anything. This has nothing to offer for us apart from maybe critiquing the opponents. So those ones are there, but we want to do that vote. That's why we say that we are going to do voting. We shall energize the voter education so that these people, when they make choice, it should be informed choice. Informed choice based on what they have had or what they have got from the candidates. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. There is the aspect of, one candidate placing his poster somewhere. I thought you.
That one. Let me most.
They deface the posters. I've seen it. It's very common in any of jurisdiction in the city. If you go along the highway, along the road, even if you go to some areas around Kirabo, you realize that one candidate's posters have been properly defaced. You can really know this is by the opponent.
I don't know. How do you know? Do you know that?
Of course, I cannot deface my own. I know I spend a lot of money,
but
so I cannot deface my own poster.
There are also scenarios where weather affects these posters. So let's not blame it so much on the voters. There's the weather aspect, but also please want to, still it goes back to the candidates. Please preach the message of peace. Ensure that you educate and sensitize your voters to respect, because it starts with them. Once they speak to them and say respect other, candidates as well, then you'll not find some of these issues. So still it goes back to the candidates.
Okay.
I told my candidates that elections should not separate us or should not divide
Shouldn't
us.
be a do or die.
It shouldn't be a do or die. At the end of the day, we are still the children of the soil. We are still brothers and sisters. We still come to the same village, come to the same district. So our actions during the shouldn't be like it's a do or die.
It's a do or die.
Defacement is a very important thing to be mentioned here. But however, you know, there's a penalty. When you are caught defacing a poster, you're supposed
I remember
to
there were
pay.
people who were caught in Kampala defacing the president's posters.
You are supposed to pay 480,000.
Yes.
Now you look at our local Nani here.
That is
480.
poster?
Yeah, but so long as you are caught defacing, whether it is
Red-handed.
red-handed, and then imprisonment.
True.
So that is not good, and we want to appeal to people, to the public, even the candidates. Please don't look at your opponent's poster as a problem.
Yes.
It's you, what you talk, that matters for a voter, not the person, how the person looks like. So why should you deface someone's poster? And this thing involves a lot of money. They pay for those things. Now why should we need to be defaced? So that one we are trying to, of course, it also goes back to the people who are used. Sometimes they use these people. You give someone 50,000 or 20,000 or 3,000 to go and, which is very unfortunate, maybe because of the poverty, I don't know. But we have not caught anyone red-handed, like someone also has not come. This is the person we have arrested, defacing, so here he is. Then I think the law will have taken its course, but since no one has been caught, it has become difficult because at night now, that one is, most times I understand it happens at 2
a.m.
2 a.m.
All right. There is also this other aspect which is very critical. There's the aspect of bribery of voters, which is very difficult to distinguish between this aspect and, say, giving refreshment or transport. And I mean, it's a very thin line.
But what the law allows is on offering refreshment. With refreshment, it's supposed to be like you give people water.
But sometimes
But
people
only
give
that
cash.
is of course now.
It gives 1,200,000. I've seen it personally.
That's not the problem is there's no clear cut how much to give because that was supposed to depend on each candidate, the capacity of each candidate. But I don't know, because indeed truly there's a bribery only comes where you go and vote for me. That's why it comes. But if it is a joint thing here, I'm supposed to offer you water, but I don't have the time, or maybe food, I don't now have the time. Please have this, now distribute and go and take the water or the tea at home. That one is actually, the law allows that one.
It actually happens in that 28 hours. That off period, off day.
No, that one is
in the night.
That was, of course, that one is illegal. That one is illegal because there's no campaign there. Why should you give someone those things?
You know, I live in Oli. I've ever received, visitors in the night. They knock your door. The candidate has given you money here to borrow one vote for you.
That is bribery. That one, by the way, both of you are culpable. And then you can like the receiver and the giver. If you are caught, both of you can be punished by law. Yeah. But people should desist. But there's also one common thing. Now I've seen during the time of campaigns here, people started putting fundraising. Where they call these candidates. That one is also illegal. Okay. And then in some places you find even they put a roadblock for a candidate to come when he's coming to address.
Kitenge, the candidate has to pay for
that one is illegal. That one is also not accepted. Yeah.
People, viewers, you have heard it is illegal. A number of these things are illegal, but we keep doing them anyway. And so if you can probably be able to add on this, the aspect of the bribery and all these illegal activities that are happening during the campaign period, which of course people think
the smartest way of
they are not legal. They think they are allowed. They also think this is the only way they can get money out of this candidate because 5 years, 4 years down the road, they'll never get anything from them.
True.
And here you are telling us it's illegal.
Oh, well, thank you. I think a lot has been spoken on that, but I also want to appeal to the voters especially that you cannot be bought. You shouldn't put yourself as
The commodity.
a commodity. Just go and make an informed decision. Let's avoid the issue of looking at the money to vote. Let's look at what the person is capable of doing for you people down there as a community, as a district. So when we look at that, I think we will avoid some of these issues. And also the candidates, don't make it don't make it in a way that you must use money. Sometimes you complain about being broke, but you are the people who are preaching that gospel. So if we can try and avoid those, scenarios of bribing voters, you go tell them what you're going to do, speak your manifesto, and and let them decide.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just as probably as we continue, how do you handle complaints? Because we've talked about all this. How do you handle complaints?
Thank you so much.
As the desk? Yeah.
Thank you so much, Yusuf. When we look at the presidential candidates, their complaints are channeled direct to the commission.
Okay.
And when you look at the other categories, like the parliamentary, the local council elections, those are channeled to the returning officers of respective districts. So channel your complaints, whatsoever they are, channel to the returning officer of your district. We've had some people rush from the district to
Kampala Street.
Kampala Street. The returning officer is not even aware about the issue at hand, and Kampala will definitely refer you back.
And you get ambushed.
You get ambushed. So no matter the situation, please start with a returning officer, because no matter, even if you go to the commission in Kampala, still you're going to be referred back to the returning officers. And in case of any issues whatsoever during campaigns, please be in touch with your returning officers. Be in touch with us. We'll be available. Most of you have our telephone numbers at your disposal. Okay. And we'll be working hand in hand with the police to ensure that you have a peaceful campaign period.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe to add on complaints there.
Yeah.
And these complaints must not only must always be written.
Yes.
Such that we keep the record and we can investigate.
Yes.
But people like verbal complaints. So the returning officer, how this candidate here is following me wherever I go. The next day is there. That one cannot help. But if it becomes a hearsay, how these things are written, if your evidences are there, you attach those evidences, such that it even make the return officers work easier. Or maybe the police work easier if it is given to police to investigate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For your information, dear viewer, we're streaming live on YouTube as well. As you watch us on Star Times, we're on YouTube. As you watch us on Azam TV, we are on YouTube and streaming on all online platforms, and you can get there. We'll take a very brief break. When we come back, we'll read some of your comments and some questions that are coming from online, and that when we shall be able to close, okay? But for now, let's take a break, and a very brief one for that matter, and we shall be taking your comments right after.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Yamal, Hurricane, Cristiano Ronaldo, Victor Gyökeres, and Alan Oquero.
It's Mbappe coming on and scoring.
From the Pearl of Africa to the heart of Spain, StarTimes brings you football action you need. Season 2025-2026. Starting August 15th, La Liga, Bundesliga, Saudi Pro, Carabao Cup, and our own StarTimes UPL returns only on StarTimes. Subscribe to StarTimes Classico Smart Bouquet at only 36,000 shillings monthly to watch live on World Football Channel and Sanyuka Prime for Luganda commentary. StarTimes Football, Kubeida Isi.
It's time to break free with Azam TV. Grab yourself a full kit at 80,000 shillings or an Azam decoder at 40,000 shillings. Experience the thrill of every goal in La Liga, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, and the excitement of live sports action from the Saudi Pro League and Carabao Cup on Azam Plus and Play Package in HD. Your favorite China Uganda movies on Chamuka TV on Azam Pure for just 13,000 shillings monthly. Unlock a world of sports and entertainment with Azam TV, the most affordable pay TV around. Visit NOV agents or call 0312-308-900 for more details.
Azam TV, entertainment for everybody.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome back from that break. It is West Nile TV. You're watching a very special edition of a talk show this Thursday evening, and we're having guests from the Electoral Commission, the returning officer, Arua City, Mr. Izale Osman, together with the returning officer, Arua District, Madam Marion, and we're discussing the 2025-2026 campaigns, and also the elections as well. And so we've had a number of issues that we've discussed, and it's been very, very extensive and very, very a lot that we have talked about. And so as we conclude, I will give my guests a few minutes so that they can be able to conclude. But if you have comments and questions coming in from the online, we'll be able to take that as they keep concluding. So I will start with you, Madam Marion, probably as you conclude. And if there are certain areas that we left gaps on, you can be able to patch them so that the message can go across to the viewer. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Yusuf. One, I just want to appeal to the general public, especially the people of Vura, that is in Arua district, that let's maintain peace during this campaign period. And I want to urge candidates, work together. Let it not be a do or die. Let the winner be the winner. Let's not fight. Let's not use abusive languages. Let's respect one another as we are carrying out these campaigns, because at the end of the day, we remain brothers and sisters. Let's follow the guidelines. Let's follow our campaign programs. Most importantly, I wouldn't want small, complaints in as far as clashing is concerned, because we've already harmonized our programs. We have periods where people have taken breaks. I want to urge you that if you want to go to a place, don't just assume that people are resting here. Please come to the returning officer and inform us that, okay, people are resting here, but can I come? Because you might be here, you want to come, another person also wants to come, and then you go and knock yourselves there. So please, let's learn to communicate. Let's communicate whenever we have to make those moves where we have not harmonized these programs together. Otherwise, I really appeal you to follow the campaign programs. Okay. And with that, we shall have a peaceful campaign and public practice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where do you sit as a road district? Still in the city, or you sit at the district?
We sit at the regional block.
Okay.
We've not yet got our office that side, but however, all our activities, we conduct them at
the regional?
at Vura. When it comes to polling activities. That's why you see that even the nominations, we have them at Vura.
Okay.
Yes, but the office sits at the regional block.
If so, that I'm asking this. So, if somebody
most of them know where the office is, but just write and bring it to the returning officer, Arua district. Once you come there, there are several offices, but you'll be directed. But most of them have actually visited. They know the place. It's only when we have an activity is when they come up to Vura.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes. Over to you, Mr. Izale.
Yes, in my closing remarks, I will urge voters to always attend rallies and also pay attention to our voter educators. Our voter educators are there. They are doing voter education. Please listen to them. They guide you so that you make that choice, and that choice is not invalidated. In most times, people when it comes to voting, the votes, they are there, but they're invalid. But this time we want to minimize that. So please attend those voter education seminars that are there at your wards, at your divisions. Number two, candidates. So far, the 4 days you have been campaigning has been peaceful. We have not received so much complaints, but please respect the guidelines given to you and your program. Stick to your program. If you don't have a program, please, we are still there to guide you to fix your program to the other candidates' programs. When we see gaps there, we can still fit you there. And then, of course, candidates, they are candidates, voters, they are candidates that are in political parties. Don't also neglect those ones who are independent. It is by law that they're independent. So they are there. So you make a choice among these people there. There are candidates who have chosen symbols, especially those independents. Those symbols are there, let them tell you. Because sometimes...
Are those symbols that are, customized by you? Or something?
Yeah, they're customized by us. Okay. Actually, we have 20 samples that are given out to independent candidates. So they have made choices: the ball, a clock, a borehole, a coffee. They are there. They know them. So please also, as an independent candidate, keep telling voters about your symbol because they are very important. Sometimes they will not know you. They will only remember your symbol at the time of voting. But otherwise, let's have it peaceful. That's my colleague has said. Let's put the peace at the forefront.
Okay. As a rural city, do you have gray areas that you think these are prone to election violence, and you take a lot of care with the police on that?
Of course, we have the gray areas, but I'm not going to talk about it here because we know areas. So
it's for your own consumption.
For the last election, we have reports. What happened? They are there. We are going to sit together with the security and scrutinize these areas where we need more reinforcement. Those areas are there, not only in Arua City, but in all the districts. We have them, so we are spotting them.
Are you not worried about election petitions and all that? Are you not worried?
No.
Most times you become like the punching bag when a candidate loses, when a candidate wins.
Of course, we are referring. Sometimes referees are blamed even when they do the right thing. It depends on the angle where you are viewing them. Yes. Especially if you are losing, you think that I did not win because of this. But those ones, you are prepared for them. Okay. So long as for us, we stick to the law and to the guidelines, we don't fear the petitions. That's why there's a section of handling complaints. Actually, the complaint there is put by the law. So the section 15 of the Electoral Commission Act. That's true. Yeah. They say that the commission will hear and determine complaints before and during polling. But if it comes polling there now, we cannot handle that one. We need to go to court. But right now, if you have any issue with me, you can write and complain after that. Where returning officer, where you are handling this one, I'm not satisfied. So long as it's in writing, at least the commission will be able to hear.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Our time is up. And that will do it for the talk show this evening. I had Madam Marion and the returning officer, Arua District. Thank you very much for coming through, and it was my pleasure having you here.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. And also, Mr. Ezale, thank you very much for coming through, and it was a very wonderful evening having the two here in the studios of West Nile TV as we discussed issues to do with elections and the 2025/2026 campaigns and elections that are coming through. You heard from them, and this is basically what you need to implement to have a very peaceful elections. Have yourself a good night. From me to you, have the best of the night.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Yamal, Harry Kane, Cristiano Ronaldo, Victor Gyökeres, and Alan Oquero.
It's Mbappe coming on and scoring.
From the Pearl of Africa to the heart of Spain, StarTimes brings you football action you need. Season 2025-2026.
Alan Oquero.
Starting August 15th, La Liga, Bundesliga, Saudi Pro, Carabao Cup, and our own StarTimes UPL returns only on StarTimes. Subscribe to StarTimes Classico Smart Bouquet at only 36,000 shillings month. World Football Channel and Sanyuka Prime for Luganda commentary. StarTimes Football. Kubeida Isi.
It's time to break free with Azam TV. Grab yourself a full kit at 80,000 shillings or an Azam decoder at 40,000 shillings. Experience the thrill of every goal in La Liga, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, and the excitement of live sports action from the Saudi Pro League and Carabao Cup on Azam Plus and Play Package in HD. Your favorite China Uganda movies on Chamuka TV on Azam Pure for just 13,000 shillings monthly. Unlock a world of sports and entertainment with Azam TV, the most affordable pay TV around. Visit any of our agents or call 0312-308-900 for more details.
Azam TV, entertainment for everybody.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Meme ya bato mibale aumelaka te po abunga oyo azokanisa okotisaki ye mosusu azokanisa